guys, guess what today is? Today is the equinox, and I don't mean the detector. I mean it's the first day of spring, so let's get swinging. Alright guys, it's a windy one today. It's the first time I think we can dig. The ground seems out to a point. I guess we'll see when we get into there. But yeah, when isn't it a windy day at the lake? We swung around this spot when the ground was frozen, and we picked out some spots. We threw a little penny in, and let's see what we can hit there. Yeah, this has been a pretty hot zone area. Right over there was our barber and Largies spill, so let's keep on, let's get into this new area and see what we can get. Alright guys, here's our first marker penny. This is the one we placed last week when we were looking for targets, so we got something here. I can't remember what it was, but let's swing it and see what the signal is. Alright guys, we got something in the 16 to up to 21 range. I'm thinking it could be a large scent here, although it's not overly deep, but it's kind of longer in one way and shorter in one way, so I'm just guessing it's a pull tab, so let's see if I'm right. Well, there was a bunch of iron tones within that signal too, so we got ourselves a bottle cap. Alright, on to the next. Alright guys, we got our third marked penny. The last one I determined was not diggable. It was definitely a nail. There was just too much stuff going all over the place. So let's see, we're 0 for 2 now, so let's see how this one goes. I don't know, this one's a really iffy one. There's some good tones coming out, but there's lots of iron in there, so it could very well be a nail. But let's hope for otherwise. Alright guys, we got a George the 6th, and it's a 1948. Alright. Sweet, we're on, starting with some old stuff. On to the next. Alright, we got our fourth marked target, and we got mid-20s. I'm thinking it's a penny. We're about 4 to 5 bars deep, so probably a George. Let's dig it and find out. We're 1 for 3 now. Well, I didn't even have to pinpoint it. It's right there. It looks green enough to probably be a George the 6th. It's not overly deep, so maybe it's even younger. Let's see. Oh, looks like it might be a young Lizzie. No, I think it's a George. Just a George. 1952, last year. See you on the next. Well, this isn't a marked target, but it's a 20 at 3 bars down. I'm thinking it's probably a zinc penny. Let's hope for a silver ring instead. Ah, you bet. It's a zinc. That's why we don't usually dig those shallow signals. Alright, on to the next. Alright guys, we've got our 5th marked target. And this one's kind of all over the place, in the low 20s, in the high 20s, kind of everywhere, so it's a real toss-up of what it could be. Well, it's some sort of manufacturer's tag. It's aluminum, but it's also got some iron on it too, so that's what's making it go funny. Alright, see you on the next. Well, we got our 6th marked target, and it's just a modern penny, but we're up against some solid ground, unfortunately. You get to a certain point and it gets We need a few more days of warmth to really thaw the ground. Anyway, that's I guess we're 3 for 6 now. On to the next. Well, there goes the sun for the day. We just had this really strange signal here. Didn't think it was going to be anything, but we ended up with wheat. And I'm not sure about the year yet, but let's clean it up and see what we got. Alright, super hard to make out, but I think it might be a 53. Definitely in some wetter ground here, so a little bit more orange coloring. Alright, target number 7, marked target. Pretty strong signal, and we got a key. So what does that unlock? I don't know. Probably unlocked somebody's car. Alright, we're losing light. Let's see. Let's shine some light on this. That's better. Alright. Guess we're 4 for 7 now. On to the next. Alright guys, we had a really good signal into the 30s, high 30s even. And we had a chip through ground. We got fill here. And we're down on some gravel. And I can see some green right there. No idea what it is, but it's a strong signal, so I don't know. It's about 6 inches down, so it's really hard to say what it is. It's copper anyway, but let's just hope it's not a pipe. There's kind of gravel down there, so it might not be too old. Let's dig it out and chip it out actually and find out. Well, it's extremely crusty, but I think it's just a middle-aged Liz. We got a gravel layer down there, and I think there used to be a whole bunch of stuff in this area. So I mean, if a penny was sitting in gravel way back when, they tend to get very crusty fast for some reason. I don't know why, but all right, on to the next. All right guys, number 8 target, a copper memorial. All right, there's got to be something pretty good out here somewhere. Let's keep on going. Marked target number 9, just a middle-aged Liz. Look at that sky. Isn't that something? Well, we got a penny from down, looks like there's some asphalt down there, some old asphalt, and it looks like it kind of got embedded in it. It's kind of tarry, and I can't really make out what the year is on it or who's even on the back, so it's going to be a toughie. Now, there's a little bit of a, I don't know if we can see it, but there's a low spot over here and it kind of rises up, and that's a telltale signal that you're into some different area. Where I was getting all the old stuff over there, it's much lower, or not much lower, but you can noticeably see it's the lowest spot in this area. So yeah, that's unfortunate. We're gonna have to concentrate more on over in that lower area because we're just into asphalt. I bet you if I went back, I'm right in the driveway that went, I don't know, there was kind of an area over here that had like Midway games and stuff like that, and there was kind of a circular roadway through the area, so I think that's what we're on. All right, on to the next. Well, we didn't mark this one because this one stood out so well. We got a solid 27 at about 4 bars deep. I'm hoping it's a silver, but I'm thinking it's probably just an American clad dime. Let's dig it and find out. Well, that figures that we'd get into. It's almost frozen from the surface. This was a tough one to get into, but it wasn't very deep, which maybe is a good thing, because we got a George 1942. Very sweet. Decent condition too. All right, on to the next. Well, we had another marked penny spot back into that where the gravel is underneath, and yeah, this thing was ringing up like silver, man. It was going into the high 30 or into the high 20s, low 30s, but I don't know what is with these things, but we got a young Liz, and it's 1960. All right, see you on the next. Oh, we got another marked target here in the low 20s. We got one of those aluminum pop caps. All right, I think we're probably up to 10 marked ones now. I think that might be all there was here. I had a couple in a few other places, so I'll have to go check those out too. Although, down from here, there was a signal I hit the other night that was slamming in the mid-30s, so we gotta go check that one out and see what we got. Alright guys, we had to go way down, probably below the fill layer, about 6 inches, and we finally got something significant. That's green, and that's, you can see that's frozen to it, but we got larger copper. This will be our 22nd large cent here now. Alright, finally. Let's take the stuff off and see what we got. Well, it's got one of those concentric rings on both sides. So it's either an Eddie or a Vicky. So let's see what, we rubbed it up a bit. Let's see what, I don't think we can get anything on the other side, but I think we can get a year here. Oh yeah, we got Vicky. Oh, I thought it was 18. Oh, wait. No, we got 18.99. That would be our fourth one of those now. Pretty sure it's a 9. Yeah, I think it was actually in that sand soil. Because one of the other ones we dug was in the sand and it was totally roached, which is too bad. But yeah, can't win them all. We've had a lot of good largies out of here, so all right, at least we get a year. Oh, there it shows up a little better at that angle. Yeah, 18.99. See you on the next. All right guys, we finally found it. Yeah, she's high 20s and kind of all over the 30s, and it's super deep, 5-6 bars deep, so let's hope for the best. Well, that was disappointing. We got down into some asphalt and got a piece of melted aluminum, which is really weird because it actually rings up 32, 33. I don't know how. Maybe it's the shape of it, I don't know. It's light, so it definitely isn't melted silver. Alright, see you on the next. Alright guys, we had gone over this area where we'd found 2 large cents right beside each other last fall. And I went over this last week, and I knew I heard some signals that sounded good. And boy, look at that. We got ourselves a sweet Largie. Oh man. Let's check out what this is. I think everything over in this area has been well, no, actually there was an Eddie and 2 Georges. This is the area where we got that 3 large cent night on, so let's see what we got. Well guys, looks like this spot is a hot zone for Largies. And we got a George V. little bit crusty on the other side, but we got a 1917. Excellent. That's 2 Largies tonight. Still looking for that silver though. But I'd be happy going home with 2 Largies. All right, see you on the next. All right, guys, this might be the last one of the night. Phone's almost dead. We got ourselves a frozen in. We can see it. KG5 penny. We'll have to see what year it is. Maybe it's a key date. That would be pretty cool. All right, let's pull it out. Well, we got ourselves a 1929. She's pretty crusty on the other side, unfortunately. But we'll see how we can get that one cleaned up. Funny thing is that the crusty side was face down. And I thought it was usually the face up parts that get crusty, but anyway. Let's do a little more around this little spot and see what happens. Alright guys, looks like we're having a Largie night. Man, this sucker was tough to get. It was tucked way down in the corner around under these roots. So, and this ground is frozen at the same time too, so yeah. Uh-oh, she's kind of crusty on that side. Oh, I can see it already, what we got. She's a KG5. Alright. It's probably good on that side, but let's check out the date side and see what we got. Alright guys, looks beautiful on that side. Unfortunately, we can't really get a date on this side. It's just a little too much crust. We'll have to pick away at it at home and try and get a year. Alright, we will see you on the next. Well, I swore I was chasing something good down there, but yeah, we're down about 4 inches and we got a clad in frozen ground. Got a clad American quarter. And what do we got? I'm thinking early 70s or 60s. Looks like a 74. All right. It's probably time to go home. It's midnight. See you on the next outing.